Good evening. We are getting a new look tonight at the devastation in Jasper. And for the first time, hearing from the people who stayed behind to try to save their town. Many lost their own homes while working to protect critical infrastructure and give the community a chance to rebuild. CTV's BC Bureau Chief Andrew Johnson reports.
This was a bike shop, a restaurant, and a liquor store. Over here, the gas station. And there stood a church. That's the way it is on the west side of Jasper after a firefight for the ages.
No matter what we did, we had all the resources we could use. We just couldn't use them on this. Nothing was effective.
Media were escorted into town today to get a sense of the damage and the heroic efforts of firefighters, many of whom lost their own homes. Fire Chief Matthew Conti saw his house catching fire and couldn't do anything about it as he led the struggle to save his community.
It was unfortunate. Yeah, I did lose my own home in that and did notice that when I was out on my patrols. It was pretty overwhelming, but at the same time, there was a lot going on. My daughter probably took it the worst. Obviously, it's belongings, right? All her little mementos and everything she's collected over the years, so she's pretty devastated that she lost a lot of her stuff.
Many trees around town are snapped in half from estimated 100-kilometer-per-hour winds that drove the inferno into Jasper.
They could start hearing trees popping on the streets. All the furniture that's in the little patios areas was being blown onto the road.
The effort to save critical infrastructure was a success, but it was close. The fire hall, hospital, and a school are only a few hundred meters from the destruction.
Those are very critical infrastructures that if we lost, it would have been years to be able to be rebuilt and allow residents back into the town.
A small wildfire is still being worked on outside of town. The much larger fire that destroyed 1/3 of Jasper is farther out, but it's still out of control. The national park remains closed. There is more wildlife than people. And there is no timeline for the thousands who evacuated to return. Some may choose not to.
Of course it makes me sad. I hope people choose to stay and rebuild in Jasper and be part of what the reconstruction of our community is going to look like, but I also understand that for some people it might be too much.
Losing 30% of a town to wildfire is an incredible hit. But the firefighters and leaders of Jasper we spoke to today also see successfully saving 70% of their community as a hard-fought win, especially key infrastructure that will allow a return to regular life sooner than later. Heather.
Focusing on the positives during a difficult time. Andrew, thanks.